Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Saeera, and today I take the stage to talk about a very important topic. Why does the world need a leader like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The answer is everywhere we look, whether it be in our communities or things we come across on social media. It plays out right in front of our eyes, yet some of us refuse to see it. And to that, I want to say what an embarrassment this world has become, drowning in injustice, in greed, and in war. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would be ashamed and heartbroken to see how led astray we've become, defying the very principles he ﷺ lived for: mercy, truth, and justice. So I ask a question. Are we as united as the Ummah was under the leadership of our beloved Prophet ﷺ? There are many challenges that have a devastating impact on the world today, such as gangsterism, substance abuse, gender dysphoria, political instability like wars or genocides, and so much more. Reflecting on these issues, many of us here claim that we desire to see a change in the world. Yet we do nothing to bring that change about. If we really want the world to change for the greater good, we need to fight for that change, and we need to value our beliefs. This world needs a leader who may unite us as a thriving ummah once again, guide us to victory, inspire us to protest against the wrong and do what's right, help us fight for the oppressed and for the silenced, and encourage us to speak and act in a way that will not harm or hurt others. This world needs a leader like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So let's take his attributes, apply them to real life circumstances, use them as an example so we can better ourselves. As-Siddiq, the truthful. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, truthfulness leads to righteousness, and righteousness leads to paradise. And a man keeps on telling the truth until he becomes a truthful person. Falsehood leads to wickedness, and wickedness leads to the fire. And a man keeps on telling lies until he's written before Allah a liar. Sahih al-Bukhari. This hadith emphasizes how important it is to be truthful to ourselves and to others, because it shapes good character and it ultimately leads to paradise. But it also emphasizes that falsehood, such as telling lies or having a dirty tongue, misguides one to the hellfire. And he is then presented before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a liar, punished for eternity because of his lies, and we do not want that. Islam teaches us that honesty and truthfulness are principles that should be applied in all aspects of our lives, our words, our actions, and our intentions. But there are many things that affect how we develop ourselves into becoming truthful human beings. A huge example of this would be the people we choose to surround ourselves with. They can impact the way we speak, the way we dress, the way we act, and even our thoughts and our beliefs in either good or bad ways. We refer to this as peer pressure, and it's mainly common among the youth. A lot of us struggle to detach ourselves from certain friend groups that we know are bad for us, because what they're doing and the actions that they commit are normalized, and we are made to think that it's okay. However, relationships like these can cause one to disobey their parents and disregard their salah, which are some of the most major sins in Islam. But part of being truthful is admitting the mistakes we have made and the lies we have told, and trying our very best to return to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with pure intentions. And being with those who are righteous makes this journey easier for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Tawbah, verse 119, O you who believe, be afraid of Allah and be with those who are true. Then there's Al-Amin, the trustworthy, a title claimed before prophethood. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's trustworthiness was one of his most distinctive characteristics, alongside his truthfulness. And a story that effectively discusses the trait of the Prophet ﷺ would be the story of the black stone. In summary, the story goes that one day, the Quraysh tribes were arguing over who should place the black stone into the Kaaba, and the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, came up with a solution that honored everyone because they entrusted him into making the decision. He asked them to place the stone into a cloth and instructed each tribal leader to hold the corner and carry it. Then he himself put the stone into place. And when he was a young boy in the care of his uncle, his honesty and his integrity was evident in his business dealings. He never overcharged a person, nor did he ever hide flaws in his goods. So let's take his attributes, follow in his sunnah, and proudly live to defend and honor him in all the ways we can. And remember, we are human. We are not perfect and we are made to make mistakes. But that shouldn't stop us from trying to be the change we want to see in the world today. So before I end, I'd like to leave you all with a short message. Be the voice to the silenced and the hand that offers guidance. Be true and stand firm to your faith in humanity. Be the leader who leads the brave and help save the world from its calamity. With that, I'd like to say shukran for your attention this afternoon. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.